Hi, I'm Carl Davis, and this is my assignment 25.3a. Own sports businesses. The name of my business is Blisterless Socks. The product, I've come up with a product which is a sock that ultimately helps prevent performers from getting blisters on their feet when participating. The sock can be worn either under other socks or on their own, unless rules of particular sports say different, or they can be worn on top of other socks. The product comes in all sizes and many different colours, including white, black, blue and grey. The socks are also unisex, meaning performers of different genders are able to wear and use them. The way in which it works is that the socks are more padded and thicker than your average pair, meaning that you work and train, your feet are unlikely to rub against the sole or the side of your trainer. Here are my reasons. Competitors. Within the business industry, there is likely to be lots of competition that could ultimately affect our business and product in particular when it comes to us selling. Well-known sports companies such as Nike and Adidas are likely to be the fiercest competition when it comes to customers choosing to buy our particular product. Reasons for this being that they are already established as organisations and companies who therefore already have many loyal customers and don't necessarily have to advertise as much as we may have to. This ultimately means that competitors can be perceived as a threat. Pricing strategies. When considering what price to sell the product for, I've taken into consideration what other companies are selling similar products for. Reason for this being that in order to compete with their products, it is important that ours is not too expensive, as this will ultimately be unattractive to customers and they will simply choose to go elsewhere and purchase our socks via another company. It is also important that the socks are not cheap, as this can again affect the way people view the product. This being that they may feel that due to price being low, the actual quality of the product might also be low standard, therefore meaning customers may choose to purchase a product they know is going to be of good quality. It is also vital to consider the target audience when coming up with a set price. For example, due to the type of product it is, it will not necessarily be the most expensive. However, there is no point coming up with a price simply most everyday working people will be unable to afford. The reason I say this is because I feel the socks will be particularly popular to the everyday person, and therefore a setting price specific to them will mean as a company we are likely to make more sales and therefore have better chance of success within the business industry. Opportunities for development. As time develops, the opportunity may arise that a better known organisation such as Nike may come in and buy out our product for a reasonable price. This could occur because they may well feel that our particular product is a much more sufficient and better selling. Another opportunity that may come is the sponsorship deals, and companies may become more interested in the product. For example, a big television or radio station and company may get the word of the product and want to advertise it. This can help develop the target audience and mean more people are likely to hear about the sock, and therefore increases chances of gaining more customers. Ways in which we may decide to develop the actual product, however, could be done in a number of ways. For example, due to the thickness of the socks, they may cause performers' feet to overheat. Therefore, one way you can develop and adapt this sock is simply decrease the actual thickness but ensure the padding to comfort remains. This will effectively help prevent their feet from becoming too hot quickly due to having more space in their shoes and trainers to move. Methods. Our primary sources. When conducting market research, I use primary sources. By this I mean I use myself and paid a friend to gather information and research regarding other companies' products and decide upon what it was going to take to achieve our objective. Ways in which we were able to carry out research was through surveys, having focus groups, interviews and questionnaires, and simply observation. From these I was able to gather my own data from scratch as opposed from finding others' companies' data. One strength I found about using primary sources is that it came through me, meaning all the information gathered was going to be down to my opinion and what I thought. This meant the only way my market research was going to be untrue is if I was wrong myself, which then I would only have myself to blame. A weakness however, is that the information may not be thoroughly objective source and may not consider other people's views or perspectives on the same product. By this I mean certain newspapers and records might have different opinions to me, meaning there may be a contrast between who is right. Selections of appropriate methods. Surveys. One method in which a company can use when carrying out market research is a survey. These surveys provide you with a quick, affordable way to perform market analysis. They enable you to work out information on customers in your market. Certain surveys can be used to help measure customer satisfaction to developing new products. However, in total, there are lots of ways surveys can help. They also help to keep customers or gain new businesses, and also know exactly what customers want. In order for a product to be successful, guessing is not necessary enough. Therefore, you should look to craft the right market research. In our product's case, I decided to ask questions such as: how did you find the product? Did it work? How long did they last? And did they help improve in performance? Questionnaires. A second way to produce market research questionnaires, which enable you to generate market information. Market research questionnaires are a well-known way of generating market information. Questionnaires are mainly used to produce numbers, for example, how many potential customers there are in the local area, whether they would find such a product or service useful, and the sort of price they would be willing to pay for it. The key is to ask the right people the right questions, and that you're asking enough people to get a meaningful results. Asking friends and relatives what they think about your ideas is not market research. You need to approach a significant sample of people who match your profile of your target audience. Unless people care about the product or service, you'll find response rates generally low. An incentive to help lift those rates, questionnaires are effective in getting back feedback from existing customers. Respondents are usually happy to help as they can see a direct benefit. Remember to show you have acted on their feedback. Product testing. The third and final method in which you can use for market research is to actually carry out tests for the products. Product testing can be useful in a number of ways. And the first of these includes that it helps you as a company to achieve product superiority over the other competitive products. It also allows you to constantly improve your product's performance and customer satisfaction, i.e. to maintain product superiority, especially as a customer's feelings can change over time towards different products. Another major benefit to this method is that it helps reduce costs when making the product and during processing methods. Product testing can help the company measure the effects and damages that occur once the product has started to age, and therefore get a better idea of the actual quality of the product. Other measurements can be made from this method include the effects of price, brand name, or packaging after seeing the product's performance or quality. Finally, you're able to predict what your customers are likely to think of these new products. My conclusion from this is, for our market research in particular, we're going to conduct a market research questionnaire. During this questionnaire, I will ask customers specific questions which allow us to see where we exactly are with our product. For example, whether blisterless socks would be a popular selling product within the business industry, and our chances of making products from this certain type of product. Another question we're likely to ask is what improvements can be made. This allows us to get the best out of our design and product, and it means long term we are unlikely to receive any complaints about the socks. The areas. Competitor activities. Having conducted some research and looked at our competitors' products, I can see that there are lots of manufacturers that already produce a similar product. Some well known include those of Nike and Adidas. These customers are selling their products at a similar price, around £15. This means in order to ensure our blisterless socks are likely to sell, we have to be particularly strategic about it. For example, it's vital we do not sell them at the same price or too high, as customers are automatically going to be put off and simply choose the cheaper and better known company products. When assessing competitors' products, I noted the designs are all different. Some are designed to make these socks thicker than others. Some have included variations. In order for us to be successful, we need to try and make the product completely different compared to the manufacturers, and this will help attract customers, meaning we are likely to make more profit. Customer types. When researching other businesses, I looked at the reviews and what people had said about the products. From this, I concluded that the majority of people who were buying this particular product were those who have big involvement in sport and participate on a regular basis. I also noticed that the product was useful for those participating in endurance events such as marathon running and football. The reason for this being that they both involve performers being on their feet for long periods of time, which therefore increases the chance of their trainers or boots rubbing and then causing blisters. Finally, how are they marketing? So the market share. There are lots of different ways in which we can look to go on into market sharing. Examples of those in which we can include partnering up with the likes of Sports Direct and Pro Direct. This would see both companies sell off and feature our product within their own organisations, but would mean we'd still get profit through their sales in which they make. The useful thing about this is that they're well-known organisations, and meaning there is likely to be lots of customers who see and therefore purchase our product through these companies. Other ways in which we can look to market share is by partnering up with the likes of Nike and Adidas. These are also multinational companies who have lots of advertisements and sponsorship deals, meaning that by sharing our product, it is likely to then further increase the population in which we are broadcasting and promoting to, which would again increase the chances of us selling our products more.